Japan and South Korea are marking the 50th anniversary of the restoration of diplomatic ties. But lately, they've been coming under strain.
Relations between the countries date back over 1,000 years. In the 17th century, Korean kings sent representatives to Japan, a practice that lasted for 2.5 centuries. They wanted to strengthen ties. Now, people are hoping a similar journey will reinforce the bond. About 40 Japanese and South Koreans have retraced the steps of an early diplomatic mission.
The participants covered about 1,200 kilometers in 52 days. They traveled by foot, ferry, and bus. Others joined along the way, with a total of 2,600 people taking part. And today, the starting members have just finished their journey. NHK World's Hiroki Yajima reports.
People from Japan and South Korea kick off their walk with a celebration in Seoul. The journey has been held every 2 years since 2007. Participants walk most of the day. They average about 30 kilometers a day. A majority of them are Japanese.
I want to do my best to complete this walk to Tokyo.
I will try to keep my condition good so that I can reach Tokyo.
The language barrier makes it difficult for participants to get to know each other. It makes for a quiet journey at first.
We decided to promote friendship between South Korea and Japan by experiencing some of the hardships felt by those who worked to improve bilateral ties.
One of the workers is Yo Eun-ju. He is the 11th generation grandson of Yo Ugil, a man who led an envoy to Japan in the year 1607. Yo visits Ugil's grave before departing. The inscription on the tombstone says Ugil took 8 months to complete the round-trip journey to Japan.
I want to look at a poem he wrote and left behind in Japan. I want to see if it's still around.
On this day, Yo and the other participants hike through a steep pass, a key passage.
It was cold and the wind was blowing. When I climbed the pass, I was sweating. During the descent, I shivered because of the cold. But our ancestors had even more difficulties back then.
During a break, Japanese and South Korean workers share Korean sweets. They also share some hardships. After a short break, they continue on their journey.
How many times come to Korea? More than 10 times.
I don't understand Japanese, but I can still communicate. I can write characters common to both languages.
Barriers between the participants from the two countries gradually begin to break down.
Relations between both governments are strained. Given this situation, grassroots exchanges are important.
After walking through South Korea, they board a ferry for Japan and cross the same seas as their ancestors. They arrive at Seikenji Temple in the city of Shizuoka. It's the same temple where the original envoys stayed. Their legacy remains in the forms of their poems and engravings. You'll find a poem left by his ancestor Ugyl.
I am so impressed to see this poem written by my ancestor. I believe his soul and spirit remain here.
They traveled over mountains and across the sea. 1,200 kilometers later, the participants finally arrived at their destination, Tokyo.
I feel that people from both countries can relate to each other if we take enough time.
I'm very glad to reach the goal. It was a really valuable journey. Through this walk, I've come to feel close to people from Japan. Now we've become a family.
Yo Eun-jun says he plans to carry on the mission spirit of spreading friendship and peace. Ryoki Ajima, NHK World.
Joining us now is Sun Sang-kyu, president of the Korea Athletic Promotion Association and one of the organizers of the walk. He's wearing the same style of clothing as his ancestor.
I have a question. Well, by joining the event, personally for you, did it change your perception about Japanese people?
나는 어릴 때부터 일본에 대한 감정은 좋지 않았습니다. 왜냐하면 내 아버님이 징용으로 북해대에 걸려가서 일을 해서 고생을 많이 했기 때문입니다. 그래서 우리가 조선통신사 2007년에 처음 시작할 때 이 행사가 잘 될 수 있을까 하고 아주 걱정을 많이 했습니다만 그동안 일본인들이 나한테 보여준 우정과 신뢰가 너무도 나를 많이 움직였기 했습니다. 그래서 지난
My impression of Japanese people was not good when I was growing up because of my personal history. My father was taken to work in Japan under the Japanese colonial rule. So I was in doubt when I first participated in the event in 2007. But after almost 10 years of taking part, I'm glad that I decided to do it because in the process, I was able to build strong trust and friendship with Japanese people.
I see. And well, the friendship dates back, well, it's a very historical thing. Like, for example, I think what we are seeing behind me is an 18th century painting at Seikenji Temple, which was by the Korean mission at that time. So you see, it's very old. And how do you think this historical friendship can be developed today and in the future?
400년 전에 조선통신사가 그랬듯이 민간 차원에서의 활동들이 상당히 필요로 합니다. 민간 차원에서 활동들이라고 하면은 동호인 조직이 필요하고 동호인 조직에 따라서 움직여야 더 발전할 수 있고 상호 이해가 빠를 걸로 알고 있습니다. 두 번째는 국가적인 신뢰의 문제입니다.
In my personal opinion, I think that there should be more private organizations like ours in various fields to make grassroots movement. I believe the same people with the same purpose and interest can actually reach the solutions to improve the relations between two countries. And I think building strong trust between the two nations is the most important thing. In order to build that trust, two countries should work together to resolve any issues that need to be dealt with and to overcome what's happened in the past.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. 감사합니다.